Let's take achieving goals and fulfilling your potential to the next level. Keep watching. This is Life Mastery Gym. I'm Damon Card, and I teach people just like you cutting edge NLP processes and techniques so that you can master your life and take charge of your destiny. So if that sounds good, make sure you click that subscribe button right down here so you can get these videos on a regular basis. I have been doing this work for several years, and what I've been showing you in the past two videos and what I will show you in this third video is something I have used for years to achieve what it is that I want. I use it now, and I will continue to use it, and I also use it with my clients to help them achieve what it is that they want. And not just achieving things, not just accomplishing things, but really feeling fulfilled by what it is that you achieve. Now, along the way, if you have any comments or questions, make sure you put those down right here below, and I will respond to you. Also, if you have not seen the first two videos where I go into explaining all of this, you will want to do that before watching this video. So if that is true, if you haven't watched those other videos are linked to this video. Stop this video, watch those other two videos, come back to this one where I will be here waiting for you so that I can go into the next explanation, because this is cumulative and it will build on each other. So you want to make sure that you get all of the other parts to this. Now, if you're watching this video on the day that it was published, you are actually still a little late. We are already in process of doing a 3-part live webinar, which is going on today and is going on tomorrow as well. You can still get in. If it's not full, just go to the link below, click on that link, and you'll get in. In this free 3-part live webinar, we're basically taking what I'm showing you in these videos and we're going much, much deeper, and it's also interactive. So I can help you get there. We can interact and I can show you, kind of walk you through it and answer your questions along the way. One of the most important things about this process that I didn't mention on the other two videos is the fact that once you're clear about this, and once you take any resistance and elicit what's behind it and incorporate it into here, just doing the work to get to this is fulfillment itself. Why? Because you're acting in alignment with your higher values. So think about this. Why do you feel good when you do something kind if you value kindness? Think about it. You do something nice for someone and you value kindness. You value kindness when you see other people being kind. It gives you a warm feeling, and it's not even you who's doing it, and it's not even you who's receiving it, and you just see it happen and you go, that feels good. And then when you actually do something that's kind, you feel really good. Well, it's because you are in alignment, you are behaving in alignment with what it is you value. The same thing goes for success. If you value success and you do something and it results in a success, or you do something that hasn't even resulted in the success, but it moves you closer toward succeeding, you feel good. Why? Because your behavior aligns with that higher value, which then makes you feel good about yourself because you value that. You are being the very thing that you value. But what can happen is the moment you stop doing that thing, the fulfillment goes away. So we're going to talk a little bit about that and why that is and how we can do something different about it. So think about this. Here's you. Here's your goal. We elicit the higher values behind what's driving you to achieve that goal. And maybe you decide, well, this goal isn't going to do it. I need to change it. And that's good too. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you go, wow, okay, yeah, this would really fulfill these values. So you're clear about that. Now you're connected to the motivation and you have a bit of a vision here of what that's going to be like to achieve this. You are clear about your strategy, but you're not set on one strategy. If the strategy doesn't work, you're adaptable, you're flexible, you'll throw it out because you've got a bigger picture here. Now, people don't understand all this. They tend to overly focus on the strategy, one strategy. When that strategy doesn't work out, they feel like they're a failure. They feel like it's never going to work. I'm not good enough. I'm not motivated enough, on and on and on. But we know better because we have this. There are many ways to fulfill these higher values. There are many paths that lead to this. So you can throw strategies out like they're nothing. Now, you might have that weight we call resistance. And we say, oh, there's this part of me that's trying to stop me. It's trying to sabotage me. It's trying to hold me back. And what we learned in the second video is that that's not really true. All of your parts are trying to find fulfillment. All of your parts are trying to fulfill higher values. It's just sometimes certain parts get disconnected from the rest of you. And when that happens, you introduce a new goal and those parts start to think, oh, wait a minute, if you go and do that, then we might not be able to fulfill the job that you gave us 10 years ago, 20 years ago to fulfill these values. So we got to reconnect with that resistance rather than resist resistance. We don't want to resist resistance because that just makes more conflict, more frustration, and that tires us out, and then we lose motivation. So we go to the resistance, we welcome it, we get it on board, we find out what's the positive intent behind it, we get it stated in the positive, and then we chunk up to higher values like these up here, which fit very well with your original values that are driving the reason you want to achieve the goal. We integrate these, and now this becomes very, very powerful. Now, any action you take to achieve this goal is connected to these higher values, which feels wonderful, feels amazing. But then you might notice when you're not actually working toward this, you might not experience these higher level values. You might not experience this fulfillment. And that's not good. More on that in a moment, though. So think about this. What is happening here when you say, you know, I want to make more money? And the reason for that is it's being driven by these higher values of like freedom, happiness, joy, peace, all these higher values that you feel like you're going to get from making more money, or that you're going to get by traveling the world or finding that partner, whatever your goal is. Well, what you're actually doing is you are projecting these values, and now these values, onto this. So this goal does not have any inherent value. Making more money, you could say, well, it's the value of the money. But let's say I have a $100 bill right now. Does that $100 bill, does it have the same value to me as it does to you, as it does to someone who's living on the street, or to a multi-billionaire? No, that $100 is going to have different value for every single person. So why? Because it's what we project onto that $100. And that goes for anything else. Any goal you want to achieve, and it can be an experience, or it can be material, like a car, a house, or it could be scuba diving with whales, whatever it is. The reason you want it is because you're projecting a value or multiple values onto that goal. Isn't that interesting? Nothing has inherent value other than what you project onto it. And if you say, well, something has no value for you, well, the meaning you're projecting, which can be thought of as a value, but that might get a little confusing. The meaning you project onto it is that it's meaningless. So you're projecting everything that around you. You're projecting the meanings or the lack of meaning onto those things and experiences. So what if, instead of just projecting and saying, okay, well, when I achieve this, then it will fulfill this. What if you could embody all of your values as qualities of who you are? What do you think would happen? Meaning, what if, regardless if you were actually actively doing these things, you knew this about yourself? So like the kindness example I mentioned. When you act in a kind way because you value kindness, you feel good about yourself. But the moment you stop, for some people, they might not feel kind. And if you were to ask them, are you a kind person? They might go, well, sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not, which we would call an ambiguous quality. So if you value kindness, but you feel ambiguous about being a kind person, how do you think that affects your self-esteem and how you feel about yourself? It's not going to be completely solid. But what if we identified all of these high-level values, and then you checked in and you said, okay, am I at peace? Am I a peaceful person? Am I a happy person? Am I a joyful person? Now, freedom's a little tricky because freedom is not really a quality, but the corresponding quality for freedom is typically authenticity. Are you always authentic? Do you value that? So what most people find, especially when I'm coaching them, we will elicit their highest values. And almost none of their highest values are certain solid qualities of who they believe themselves to be. So how do you think that affects you when you don't believe yourself to be the qualities that you value most highly? Lower self-esteem, lower confidence, and no matter how capable you are, you're not very likely to achieve much because you don't believe you can. So what do you think it would be like to attack this goal and not wait to achieve it, not wait to be fulfilled when you achieve it, but to come at this goal already feeling fulfilled, already believing you are all of the qualities of the values you're looking to fulfill? Imagine if you were that, you believed that, and it was true and it was accurate about who you are. Your behavior reflected that. That turns life into something completely different. And I know it because I did it for myself. When I learned the self-concept model, Steve Andreas' self-concept model, he was my mentor. And I thought, okay, if it works for me, I bet it will work for other people. And I started coaching people this way, and I started teaching people this way. And lives started changing right away. You don't have to wait for it. It's not like you have to spend lots of time gathering, making experiences happen where you are these qualities. I assure you, you have enough life experience to be all of your highest values, to believe you possess the qualities in your identity of all of your highest values. The problem is that that information is not being coded properly. That information is not being arranged in your unconscious in such a way that you believe it. And that is the only thing that stands in the way of you and feeling extremely fulfilled, extremely certain about yourself, extremely confident, high self-esteem, and highly, highly capable. So if you can imagine, if you could transform in a matter of days or weeks into the person who possesses all of your highest values, how do you think that would affect your life? How do you think that would change you? How do you think that would change your projections of the world around you? It would be a complete transformation. And this is not pie in the sky. This is not something that's unattainable. Every person can achieve this. It is more simple than what you think. And that's what these trainings have been about, these webinar trainings where we take this even deeper and I show you how this works. And since you made it to the end of this video, I'll give you a little secret. Tomorrow night, if you're watching this on the day that this video comes out, tomorrow night we will be opening enrollment for my membership, where you get access to the online training of this. It's a go at your pace online training. You get access to weekly group coaching where me and my coaches, we walk you through this step by step so you can't get this wrong. And you get access to a community of other people just like you who are doing exactly this, where we support each other, where I answer your questions, and we transform together and we learn from each other. So like I said, if you want to get in on this webinar, you still have some time. Go down to the description, click the link. If you know that you're interested in joining the membership right away, also that will happen through clicking the link and joining the webinar. That opening, the enrollment that we're opening, it's not an open enrollment for an indefinite amount of time. It is closing. It's only going to be open for a few days. So you want to make sure that you get in on this. If you're watching this video after the webinars have passed, but before the enrollment has closed, again, look in the description. There will be a link there. You can join directly. If you're watching this video after everything has passed, again, check the description. There will be something there for you. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button and click the bell so you'll be notified when I put new videos out. If you can think of a friend or a family member who you think would really benefit from these videos, be a good friend and share it with them. Take care.